Assalamu alaikum. This is a video which actually tells about how to go for a Canadian postdoc, which is specially made for those who actually have PhDs, my Pakistani brothers and sisters. So for their help, because I'm in a postdoc program now, and hopefully they can, if they listen carefully and they can enjoy this video and they can get a lot of guidance from this video by answering different questions and they can solve problems of many. So the first question is, how do I get a postdoc in Canada? I received different questions on YouTube. So I'm answering those questions. This first question, a very general question. Postdoctoral research fellowship eligibility can be found in UBS policy AP10. Postdoctoral fellows, in order to be eligible for a postdoctoral fellowship, a postdoctoral fellow generally must be within 5 years of being awarded a PhD or within 10 years of being awarded an MD or DDS degree. So that's actually the basics to get it. Most probably, if you are fresh, they prefer you, okay? Not more than 10 years, but some universities, they say they give admission after 10 year experience or 5 year experience. It depends, it varies from university to university. Okay, now the second question somebody asked from Faisalabad, how much do postdoc positions pay in Canada? I don't have a perfect idea because different universities, different bodies have different averages and pays. However, I can only give you a rough idea. The average postdoc salary in Canada is 68,000, I think, per year, or it's 35 Canadian dollar per hour. Maybe if you are on not self-funding, because I'm a student, I am on self-funding. That's why my idea is different. Because I wanted to get a project according to my choice of title, because it's the first postdoc I'm doing. So that's why I needed a topic that should be suitable for me and also that could be run with my facility of job and collection of data. Okay. So I think entry level positions start from 50,000 per year, 50,000 Canadian dollar. Please, it's not US dollar. While most experienced workers make up to 130,000 per year. That's a question for this answer. Really, I'm not sure, and I'm also saying that somebody, I mean, different people they have different type of ideas. Okay, they can give you different ideas. And different associations or different funding bodies will have different type of packages. So again, I'm going to discuss another question. Can postdoc work in Canada? In order to legally work in Canada, international postdoc fellows must acquire, a work permit. International postdocs are expected to apply for an employer-specific work permit, specifically in LMIA, LIMIA, accept work permit. That is the answer for this question. Another question is from Lahore. Somebody asked me, can I get PR after postdoc in Canada? Yeah, that's a very important question. If you wish to stay and live in Canada permanently, the work experience you gain as postdoc can count significantly towards a permanent residency application through either the Canada experience or which is called the Class CEC of Federal Skilled Worker Programs FSWP. That is okay. That is the way you can get a PR. Another question was asked from somebody from Indonesia. What visa do postdocs get in Canada? Yeah, that's a very important question because folks, somebody has a postdoc visa, postdoc who do not require a TRV, okay, will require an ETA. ETA means electronic travel authorization. All international postdocs are expected to have an ETA unless they are citizens of the United States, because citizens of the United States don't need it, okay? Or require a TRV to enter in Canada. US citizens are eligible to apply for work. I think that we can call it work permit at the Canadian port of entry. They do not get visa in the embassies. Okay, so that's the answer for this question. Another question from Dubai is Pakistani. His name is Imran Ali. Imran Ali, can I get PR after PhD in Canada? I think I've already answered this question, but once again, I will say yes, PhD students are eligible to apply for PR in Canada. The country allows students who complete 2 years in a PhD program to apply for PR, as well as graduate students who apply within a year of graduation. Okay, graduate students, they apply within a year of the graduation. PhD students apply after 2 years. Okay, and most probably postdocs also get the PR. But there is one thing that should be counted, but that is the age. Okay, only for postdocs the age is much more, but usually PR up to 45 you can get easily. Is postdoc salary taxable in Canada? That's the next question. This question is from Saudi Arabia. Okay, all postdocs earning an income in Canada are required to pay provincial and federal taxes. You try to understand whether or not they are Canadian citizens or not. Each year, they will be required to submit a Canadian customs and revenue tax return. Okay. Another question from Gujranwala, Mr. Zahid. Can a postdoc be 1 year? Keep in mind that a postdoc position is a temporary, okay? Training focus opportunity. Postdoc positions vary in length from 1 to 2 year contracts in industry or in the university for which you are doing. Okay, for example, I've been doing in applied linguistics that is connected with language variations. So I have taken connected to machine translation, and it is connected to artificial intelligence. Okay, and I think this is the most demanded field. But in my because I wanted in language variations, so that field was not available. So that is why I applied on self-funding basis, because so that I can live away from the institution to collect data. 1 year, I have to go back to Pakistan for Afghan refugees data collection. Second year, I will have to go another country for Syrian refugees data collection. And third year, they asked me that 3 years you can take as a teaching. The 3 year you live there as a full time and you can do for teaching. Basically, the postdoctorate visa can be granted 3 years. Okay, it's a multiple visa, 3 years multiple visa. I think if you talk about the industry, up to 5 year fellowship in academia, that is actually maximum. I'm talking about postdoctorate. What is the success rate of postdoc? This I have no perfect idea because this is my first year and I just initiated this. I went to that country and I completed the first procedure, and I'm making the first actually survey for collection of data. So that's one of the, I think I have some calculations for different programs. Institution award for undergraduate students training, 40%, merit award, 22%, and I heard postdoctoral fellows, they have 26 to 30% almost. Okay, pre-doctoral fellowship like PhD, 25%. So this is just a general overview I have told you. The next question, same person asks, who can sponsor me to study in Canada? I don't know, maybe this means you are not a postdoc student, because for a postdoc, you don't need to, because you have to, because postdocs is people, those who do the postdoc, they are actually overage. I mean, they sponsored by themselves, they show their own bank guarantee. But if you are going for PhD or some other, and the person who wants to sponsor you shall be your relative, father, mother, okay, I think don't have a living relative you could sponsor instead, such as, for example, spouse, common law partner, okay, conjugal partner, son or daughter, parent, grandparent, orphanated brother or sister, orphanated nephew or niece. They can do it, okay? You have third question. How many years is postgraduate visa in Canada? So that's I think I have already answered your question. It's 3 years. But a post graduation work permit, which is called PGWP, post graduation work permit, may be valid anywhere between 8 months and up to 3 years. The length of this permit will depend on the length of the study program you completed in Canada. Maybe sometimes you can linger on to 5 years because you need a nationality. If you live in the US, you are eligible to get a green card because you live up to 5 years. Which PhD is most in demand in Canada? So that's you have your subject. For example, I have a PhD in applied linguistics. I know the demand is of artificial intelligence, machine translations, and it is artificial intelligence, and that is connected to language, different types of problems of language to solve, and also it's not. I'm not talking about Google Translate. It's now the work is being done on spoken translations. You try to understand and the correctness of the translation. So again, I repeat the question: which PhD is most in demand in Canada? I think which PhD has the most demand in Canada means engineering, business studies, education, health, and computer science happen to be the most in demand PhDs in Canadian programs. As I heard, health sciences, if you are from the fifth year because this way they get the uh, citizenship. Most age, bring your children there. They if they are undergraduate in the undergraduate or they are in the master degree. Person of your postdoc, okay, who is responsible. Then other question asked by Bushra Naveed, she is from Rawalpindi. How do you qualify for postdoc in Canada? Postdoc. I think Canadian postdocs to qualify, as I have already told you, candidates must have completed their PhDs or equivalent degree not more than 5 years, 60 months prior to an appointment start date. Some university they can get you within 10 years, no problem. The end date it varies from institution to institution. The end date of any postdoctoral appointment must be earlier than 6 years, 72 months from the PhD control date. That's one of the reasons. The appointment is temporary, it's time limited. Okay. Uh, which visa is required for postdoc in Canada? I've already told you. See, I think you have to see the list of persons requiring temporary resident visas. Postdocs who do not require a TRV will require ETA. ETA means I've already explained it, electronic travel authorization. All international postdocs are expected to have an ETA unless they are citizens of the United States. I told you they get at the port. They don't need to go to the embassies. Require a TRV to enter Canada. It depends if you're doing by research. You can get 6 months visit visa. That is actually the people they get work visa, 6 months work visa, seasonal work visa. Same 6 months visit visa is also given to students. They can go. But most of the students don't like it. They need to get you know uh, permanent visa, and this is for 3 years. And because they want to live there and they want to get a PR, that's one of the reasons. Then the other question is a postdoc considered a job in Canada? Postdoc series, or we can say stipends, are considered to be taxable employment income by the Canadian federal government. Because the Canadian government supports you, provincial treatment of taxes may vary. It's different from different provincial. Quebec will have different, okay. Other provinces will have different. I don't have any idea about it. Clearly, truly speaking, I don't have any idea. Please contact your local post-doctoral association of your university where you're trying to get admission. But generally also apply. Okay, this rule applies. 1 to 3 years. For example, most postdoc positions on campus are 1 to 3 years in length. Shorter postdocs are possible depending on both the supervisor and the project. Our postdocs lasting less than 1 year are not eligible for benefits. I just, before getting this admission, last year, when I finished the PhD in 2022, I was given a chance to get a postdoc that was 6 months in University of Ottawa. And they wanted me to come on 6 months visa, but I didn't like it because this type of short postdoc will not have any benefits. And also, uh, you go and you enjoy the university, you live there, and you do it. You do it by research, and last year you go, third year you can do teaching like this. So this way you can enjoy, and after some time you get PR, your children get PR. That can be very beneficial for you to have it. So a lot of questions were asked because applied linguistics groups is available on different forums. That is available on Facebook. That is available on LinkedIn. That is available on YouTube. So that's why I have all the questions in mind. Let me speak by myself because I want to explain the things by myself. Uh, according to your questions, uh, admission to a postdoc program in Canada. That is the question for today, which you have asked. So I cannot answer too many questions at one time. That's why I share you my experience. Naturally, I'm in the initiation. I have not a long time for postdoc. So naturally, I'm assuming you have a PhD at this point. Now, the first strategy is the conventional strategy, in which you write to the professor. This, of course, is effective for the majority of individuals as well. Because first we have to contact our professor. The most likely method, since there are many universities in Canada, and you will discover a lot of professors both in your department, particularly department and departments close by. I mean, you should try other departments also. For example, one of my friend, he had a PhD in English, but when he got the postdoctoral fellowship offer from USA, he went for a topic on political science. So keep in mind, while you are requesting a job, you may submit postdoc application to departments that are close to your own field of research. For example, if I have PhD in applied linguistics, I can apply in linguistics, English language, okay, uh, TESOL, TEFL. If I have good sound background of mathematics, computer language like Fortran, DBase3, COBOL, HTML, and JavaScript, and also have good background of statistics and mathematics, then I can also go for machine translations, artificial intelligence. That is the field that is mostly demanded. So nothing prevents you if you work in listening, reading, writing, and speaking are two subsidiary skills such as grammar and accent. If the opportunity is available, that is the question. Uh, Everybody doesn't have the money. I got it on self-funding because I wanted project according to my wish. I should be facilitated. I didn't want a trouble. Maybe the year I'm doing a job, I will have 1 year or 2 year or whatever it is. So I should facilitate it. When I finish, I will directly go there for a full time. Last 2 semesters that are concerned with teaching. So when you apply for a postdoctoral employment, the restrictions that are present in a conventional PhD program or master degree, they are not there. Okay, they are lifted. The focus is now on the books research, and therefore, at the research level, things may once again become exceedingly interdisciplinary or very extremely deep. So nobody can help you. You have to do the things by yourself. Someone could be engaged in a highly theoretical work as a postdoc student. After all, that is the reality. Microsoft mechanics, for example, might be carried out in a number of departments. Okay, and that can people have to go deep. That is the last study of educational study. By interdisciplinary, I mean that someone could be working on, say, artificial intelligence. As I told you, it can be done in computational linguistics for medical translations, for example, in the University of Health Sciences, in which case that kind of work could be carried out in a number of different departments as well as academic research facilities. So that is first strategy. You should write to a professor. I mean, first find the department, your department, with your research field department. What I did, I started searching on Google, searching through I connected on Facebook to different associations, postdoc associations. And I was connected to different people. And then I was looking, this is the applied linguistics department here. This is the faculty here, the head, this one. And I'm trying to find Nobel line.